What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Lex P.
And it's your girl, Dre Nicole.
And you are tuned in to another episode of Poor Minds.
Where a drunk mind speaks sober thoughts.
Girl. First of all, we have been doing a lot with the guests. We've been going back to back with the guests.
Yeah, we've been having a lot of guests on the show, which I feel like, it's a good thing. Because we used to not have guests at all.
Yes.
But, yeah, we haven't really doing, no solo episodes lately.
And you know what? I will say the growth of the show has been amazing. So kudos to all the listeners, old and new. But we had to do this for the people who've been here since day one. Because they really love it when it's just us. So let's bring it back to when it was just the world.
Mm-hmm.
So we having a solo episode today. We ain't got no guests today.
We ain't got no guests today.
Period. So what you been up to, girl?
Girl, nothing really. I just been enjoying being off tour.
Getting a break.
Getting a little break.
I
feel like it was one point where I was just so tired because we was moving around so much. So I just been enjoying this little break, being in Atlanta. The holidays coming up. I'm excited about that. My mom's birthday coming up. Well, her birthday first.
Oh Lord.
Which is her birthday is next week.
Is she coming out here again?
Mm-hmm.
Oh Lord, we gonna have a time.
So her birthday is next week, and then of course Thanksgiving coming up. I'm excited about that. I don't know if I'm gonna go home for Thanksgiving or if I'm gonna stay here and just invite my mom back again. I don't know yet. I haven't decided. And then of course I'm excited about Christmas.
Your favorite time of the year.
Christmas and my birthday.
I am so
my favorite times of the year. Oh, and Halloween too.
Yes,
we gotta do a Halloween episode.
We gonna dress up. We gonna put on a little something.
Yeah.
We should have really did this today, low key, but it's all right. Okay, so let me tell you what I've had an eventful past week or two. I just had so much going on. So I went on a date and it was so fucking terrible. It was so terrible that I was you know what's crazy? When I go on these dates, people literally, I am a ball of fun. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a good time. And it's just so crazy because I be on the date miserable as fuck and these niggas be having the time of their motherfucking lives, bitch. I know they be going home I got me one,
but
bro.
I feel like as a man, I don't know. I feel like you gotta know when the date not going good.
But you know what?
You gotta know.
But the thing is though, it's not like the date was going bad of things he was particularly saying or whatever. It just wasn't my vibe. Another girl, it would definitely have been her vibe because he's a gentleman. On paper, perfect, whatever. But like I said, I've been on a few bad dates, so it just wasn't one. And I've been on some good dates. I'm not going to put it all on. But either way it goes, y'all, the bad date led to me. I got home and I was reading this article, right? I read this article about this lady. She was in her mid-30s. She's a black woman in San Diego. She was dating kind of the same type of men. And she was and then I just decided to do this dating app. I'm not going to name the name because they ain't cut no check. But honestly, I wouldn't talk about it anyway. So let me tell you what happened, girl. So she was talking about how she's got on this dating app and it's for successful men, looking for women who are either equally successful or, they just want company. They just want a beautiful woman to be around. So she was talking about how she started traveling the world. She was getting Chanel bags and she was just it's a beautiful lifestyle that I didn't know existed. I said, oh girl, this is right up my alley. I said, I've never been on a dating app. I went on a dating app one time for 5 minutes. Years ago.
I've never been on a dating app.
So I was you know what? Let me make a profile. I'm going to try something different. I'm going to jump on the edge. Maybe I'll find a nice little Curtis, a Habib, somebody. Curtis or Habib. Anything different,
As an adult, I've never met nobody named Curtis.
Curtis, you haven't?
Not nobody our age.
Exactly. Curtis. I like him a little grandfathered.
Yeah, I guess Curtis is a granddaddy name.
So I make me a little profile. Profile was very cute. It was giving, I'm a bad bitch with my own money, but I want yours, okay? So I was on the app just to scroll in. Ugly. Girl, I deleted that app in 3 minutes flat, bitch. I said, this life is not for me.
And what app was it?
I'm not going to say it out loud. Just because, I don't want to promote or, maybe they might want to give us a check one day and we talking shit about them. And then all of a sudden we promote them. I'll tell you later.
Okay.
But yeah, so I made a dating app for 3 minutes. It was very unsuccessful.
So everybody was ugly.
Everybody was ugly.
You be dating ugly niggas?
Sure, they don't be ugly to me.
Them niggas probably ain't ugly to somebody too.
Well, they was ugly to me.
It ain't no way all of them niggas was ugly.
Baby, it was giving.
Well, you need to. Why you ain't screen? I want to see what one of them look like. You should have screenshotted the little profile.
Okay,
pic.
somebody.
You did screenshot it.
No, I screenshotted one thing and I sent it to Killer, but they didn't have a profile image. But the profile image said, let me scroll back through our text messages so I can find it. And I was so disturbed because I was on there for 3 seconds. She was like, let me tell you something about dating apps. Don't get your hopes up. I was like, no, this lady's story was beautiful. And I'm like, if she hit it big, I know I can. Listen to this man's name. He said his screen name is Cooch Eater. And his tagline was, you thought I was feeling you? I'm a munch. I said, this is not, I came here for successful, desirable men.
Maybe he is successful and desirable. He just a munch.
If you calling yourself a munch, I don't want you.
He said he gonna eat it for lunch.
Oh, brother, girl. And I tell you, I deleted that app so motherfucking quick.
I need to go. This is so funny to me. That's why I don't get on dating apps, though. I feel like, it just ain't for me.
My last round on dating apps
ain't for me. It's something about meeting random niggas from a dating app that just don't sit right with my spirit. Because I feel like you could be pretending to be anybody.
But now you have to verify yourself.
Oh, you do?
They do different steps to make you verify yourself. So you do have to verify yourself on the dating apps, but still, like, this was my shortest stint ever. My first stint was 5 minutes. This one was 3. I tried it. Maybe it's just not for me. So then, let me tell you another story that happened to me. I've just had a crazy week. So, I called me a Uber. I called Lyft. I use Lyft. So I was calling the Lyft, and I was taking a long time to go downstairs. So I kept calling them, be like, oh, hey, I'm coming down, because the time was winding down. He just kept ignoring my calls. I'm cursed. I'm like, this motherfucker, like, if he leave me, I'm fucking going off on his motherfucking ass. Like, I was going off. I was fucking pissed. So I walked downstairs. I'm cute. I'm twisting and shit, because I'm like, he won't leave when he see this ass walking. So I'm twisting to the car, bitch. I get in the car, and as soon as I get in, he immediately turns around and he hands me his phone. He was like, I'm deaf. If you need anything, text me. I was like, oh, shit. Now I'm an asshole, right? So, but y'all know, like, there was this series that I was watching on Netflix, and it was basically, like, about all these kids, and they were, like, in a school for the deaf, and they were, like, signing and all this stuff. I just really love the community, because they are really, like, there's like a certain rules and things you can do and things that they don't like, they do like. Like, there's a whole community on TikTok that be doing the sign language, the ASL. I be tuned in. So, y'all, I know how to say thank you in sign language, right? So, bitch, I was so ready to get out that motherfucking car. I'm like, yeah, I'm about to show him, bitch. I'm about to be like, thank you. And he gonna be like, yeah. I thought we was about to have a moment. Girl, he dropped me off and skirt. I was like...
I am weak.
I was so fucking sad.
Why was you sad?
I was waiting like this in the backseat the whole time. I got something for him. Oh, I'm ready. Because, because deaf people, when people are deaf and you know how to sign, they get really happy that you know how to sign.
Yeah.
Like, oh. So I was like, let me show him that I'm going to, because honestly, that's something I've been wanting to do. Because, I know my ABCs. And I was like, you know what? This is something I really just want to learn. Just to have the skill of learning in case I run into somebody who's deaf. Yeah. So I was just so ready to tell him thank you. And when I tell you he just went like this and left me, I was so sad. I was like...
Well, it's going to be okay. We going to pray that you get another deaf driver.
I do.
So you can show off your skills.
I know. I was like... And he sure didn't turn around. And I got another story, but I'll save that for next week, girl. I just had a crazy week.
You had a long week.
I had a long, crazy ass week. I almost got in a fight with a girl this morning.
Well, you should have told that story over this last one.
Well, let me tell y'all what happened.
I was sitting here like...
Well, I'm just saying, I like I just wanted people to know I'm learning the ASL. Okay, so we learned it. But yeah, I almost got in a fight with a girl this morning. So I was at, the Howell Mills Shopping Center, whatever. So it was, the traffic be super heavy over there. So it was one lady in front of me. It was an old black lady. I was behind her. And she was like, she had her blinker on because she was waiting for a parking spot. So the car was just taking forever to back out. So the car had backed out on the opposite way. So, the people behind her, they could just come zoom in if they wanted to. So she backed out and she, a car behind her had zoomed in that parking spot in front of that old lady. And mind you, it was an old black lady. And she was just like sitting there and she still had her blinker on, so she wasn't moving, so it was causing traffic. I said, okay, lady, this lady just took your parking spot. So I got out And I was like, ma'am, you know, you don't have to move your car. She was like, oh, I was trying to park right there. But so I said, baby, I'm late for my appointment. So I went on knock on the lady door. Ma'am, this lady been sitting here for a long time. You know, can you back up your car? She's an old woman. Mm-hmm. It was a young little girl. She was probably like 17, 18. She probably recorded me on TikTok. Mm-hmm. You know, look, she was probably like, LaQuisha is attacking me. I was like, ma'am, this lady has been waiting for her. She was like, I don't care. I was like, this is an old lady. I'm like, there's literally a parking spot right there. Like, you couldn't see. I don't know if you could see or you don't care. But she's trying to get in her parking spot. Mm-hmm. I don't play about the memes. You know what I'm saying? Ruby was just trying to get in her spot. Mm-hmm. So she had like pulled out her. She was like, I'm calling the police. I was like, girl, it is not that serious.
No, she was about to call the police on you.
She was really about to call the police on me. But the reason I just felt so bad, because it was an old ass lady. And I just feel like people don't be having no respect. She was just kind of like going off. But she was like,
but I wouldn't have walked up to her car, girl. People be crazy.
I mean, they do be crazy. But I was in a rush. I was trying to get my wax. And she was blocking everybody. Like, it was traffic everywhere. Yeah. Because the lady was just sitting there. I don't think it registered to her. Like, bitch, your parking spot got taken. So
you should have just told her that.
I did.
You should have just been like, ma'am.
And she was like,
the parking spot gone. You gonna have to find another parking spot.
Well, I told little Cassie to move, and guess what she did? She moved.
Did?
Hell yeah, she moved. She probably thought it was my grandma. But yeah, so I did.
That's good that she moved.
I did my duty for the week.
Okay, because I thought she was just trying to call the police on you, and then she still ain't moved.
I don't know. She definitely moved because she saw I was getting a little antsy. Bitch, I got shit to do. I had to get to record.
But that's good.
So I saved
your good deed.
I saved the grandma. I know ASL, and I be giving niggas great dates. I'm a law-abiding citizen.
Phenomenal.
I just give the people what they need.
Right.
Child. Okay. So let's get into these motherfucking topics today. Okay? So, the first thing that I wanted to talk about today is unlearning behaviors. Mm-hmm. I feel like things that we do in our lives, a lot of times we cannot progress in life because we're holding ourselves back because we're treating situations the same as we do every single time. Mm-hmm. And what's that saying about insanity? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over
expecting different results.
And expecting different results.
Yeah.
So I got this because I saw a tweet that actually said it's not talked about enough, but there's an amount of unlearning that needs to happen before you've had a bad man before you can go and get a good one. Mm-hmm. So, what do you think about unlearning behaviors when it comes to like dating per se?
Yeah, I definitely think that that's true. I think that you can't treat every man the same. But I don't know. I've always been that type of person. Like, I don't let past relationships make me treat new people that I date any different.
See, that's my problem.
Yeah, I don't let, because I understand everybody is a different person. Mm-hmm. And you're not gonna have the same outcome every time. I mean, and this nigga might end up being a fuck nigga too, but I'm not gonna go into the situation automatically assuming that he is and treating him like he is.
Well, I'll say this. I won't treat you like you are, but in the back of my head, I'll be like, he a fuck nigga. I'm just waiting for him to show it.
But see, you can't do that, though, because I feel like that's like manifestation. Like, you manifested him being a fuck nigga, and that's why he gonna end up being
baby,
one.
I done manifested the some stupid ass shit in my life. But I can't.
Like, I try not to, like, unless somebody do something or have certain behaviors that make me feel like they not gonna be a good dude to date, or like, because I feel like people show you who they are early on. Like, the signs be there. Right. You just have to pay attention to the signs. So if a nigga do something that remind me of somebody I used to date, tendencies that they had, or certain shit that they would do, there was some bullshit that I know I don't like, then I start thinking in my head, okay, maybe you might be on some bullshit.
Right.
But if you don't do anything, I'm not gonna just be sitting there like, well, he a nigga, so he ain't shit too.
So let me ask you this though. Be honest. Think of every man you've ever dated.
I mean,
think of every man.
We don't have the time for that.
Think of every man you dated.
I done went on a lot of dates.
Do you feel like any of those men were like really, really good men though?
Yeah.
And like you feel like you would talk to them again and date them again?
I didn't say I would date them again, because I am a person who I firmly believe when shit run its course, it's ran its course. I am not a spin the block type of bitch. I've said that numerous times on Poor Minds. I've spent the block with one nigga one time in my life, and I'm 31. I don't believe in that shit. So no, I wouldn't date them again, because I feel like you could very much be a good person. You just not the person for me.
Right.
But I do think I've dated some men in the past that were good people. They just weren't my person.
Mm-hmm. I think, you know what's crazy? Because I feel the same. Like, I feel like one of my exes was like a really, really good guy. A few of my exes are like really good men, but they're not for me. But I'm like, why is it that I attract, like when I really like fall for somebody, they always end up doing fuck shit. I feel like guys that I've dated where I kind of kept it casual and it was cool, they were good dudes, it just didn't work out. And we are still friends to this day. But like the dudes that I always like really fucking fall for, and when my feelings go in, they always end up doing some fuck shit. And then two, but listen. So I always end up feeling like, okay, once my feelings start getting involved with somebody, that's when I start putting my walls up, because I'm like, I feel like my feelings, my body has just trained me. Girl, when you develop feelings, put this wall up. So that's what's been hard for me to like unlearn those behaviors.
But that makes no sense though. You can't be in a healthy relationship if as soon as you start to develop feelings for somebody, you put in a wall up. How are y'all gonna really get to know each other?
No,
and how
I
are y'all
agree
really
with
gonna
that.
get to the next level and find out if y'all for each other if you have the wall up?
That's why I'm in therapy, bitch. Because it's hard to unlearn those behaviors though, because it's just like being a child. Don't touch it, it's hot. Don't touch it, it's hot. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, okay, you gonna keep developing feelings for people and get your feelings hurt? Or are you gonna hold back a little bit and protect yourself and...
I don't know.
And move a little different?
Again, I think that every time I got my feelings hurt by a nigga, the signs was there. And I was fucking with them for the wrong reason.
Right.
And I really just feel like that's what it be. Like, I feel like I knew you was an ain't shit nigga, but it was certain perks of dealing with you or certain perks for me to be there. Or we was having a good time, but I knew this relationship had no longevity. I knew that we were not meant to be together, but I still stayed in the situation, still fucked with the person for my own personal reasons.
Right.
And I think that sometimes we as women do that to ourselves all the time. Men do it too. Like, you stay fucking with somebody who you know you don't. You know it's no future in this, but you keep fucking with them until they do something that force you to stop fucking with them.
And I think sometimes...
And that's dumb.
Right.
Like, why do we put ourselves through that type of torture?
But not
and then
only
we end up disappointed, but then it's like, okay, you're disappointed, but at the same time, the signs was there. This nigga had been showing you. You waited till he did something super fucked up to where you didn't have no choice to stop fucking with him no more. But you should have been stopped fucking with him.
But not only that, I also feel like what we do as women as well is we exaggerate our position in people's lives too. Like, we be thinking that we are... Sometimes we just put ourselves on a higher pedestal and we put these people on a pedestal and you're not a priority for them. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes I feel like that's how feelings will get misconstrued as well. Like, you be thinking, oh, this is my man. And I know we say that all the time, like, my man. But it's like, really, when you be having that mentality and that nigga really not your nigga, you're exaggerating your position in somebody's life.
Well, that's stupid anyways, because I would never... talk about fucking with somebody. I don't understand people who talk about fucking with people and talk about dating people who would not tell people that they dated you.
Right. So that's a little wait, like denying it?
I mean, I feel like it's a lot of people, a lot of girls who be talking about they talked to a nigga or dated a nigga, but then if you ask that nigga, he gonna be like, oh, it wasn't even nothing like that, I just fucked. Or whatever the case may be. That type of shit happen all the time, but that's you being delusional.
Yeah.
Because I feel like as women... I think that you got niggas who be doing fuck shit, and then you have women that be delusional.
Okay.
Because I feel like
Let's talk about it.
because I feel like you know when a nigga fuck with you and when he don't.
Right. It's very obvious.
Every guy that I have ever dated, I knew who really, really fucked with me. And I knew who, it was just kind of like, okay, it is casual, what it is. It's casual. It's a casual situation, so I'm not about to go around claiming up on this nigga or saying that we fuck with each other like that, because it's not even nothing that deep.
I don't know why girls take it as a prize. I hate that. Like, it's like, oh yeah, I fuck with this nigga. Why do we do that as like a badge of honor?
And then if you go ask him, he be like, it wasn't even like that.
Yeah, that's the homie, man. We cool. That is so embarrassing. You ask a nigga if he know you, you be like, oh girl, yeah, I fuck with him.
That's why you can't be claiming up on these niggas unless you know they fuck with you. You can't be telling people that you fuck with somebody unless you know they fuck with you the same and they wouldn't embarrass you if it came up in conversation.
Not that's the homie. I'm not gonna lie, I've that's the homie a nigga before.
I have too.
I'm a that's the homie your ass all the time.
That's the homie.
Now sometimes niggas I be like,
that's the name of this episode.
That's the homie. Sometimes it really just do be the homie. I may have sucked the dick a little bit. He may have had a little coochie a little bit.
I mean, you can suck
but
the
that's
dick.
still the homie. That's just the homie.
I wouldn't call no nigga that I sucked his dick my homie. Well, I don't know.
Think about it.
Only reason I said I don't know is just because me and one of my exes was real cool. Like, we broke up and we didn't have sex like the whole time that we were friends. We was friends for like 8 years after we broke up, and we never had sex again. But I mean, if you want to be technical, I did suck his dick at one point.
At one point, yeah.
Yeah, but...
Well, I just feel like we need to stop exaggerating our positions in people's lives. And also, go ahead. I
was going to say, and just stop dating the same type of person. I feel like women always be dating, like, and I've been, guilty of doing this too. You'll literally date the same nigga in a different body over and over, in a different package. Same nigga, different package.
Drag me.
And then wonder why you have fucked up results. You literally dating the same type of nigga. He just look different from the other one.
I'm fucking weak.
But they have similar characteristics. They're literally the same person. How do you expect a different result?
No, that is true because
women love to date fuck niggas and complain about why they can't get in a relationship.
So that goes into unlearning behaviors, though. So unlearning behaviors is also trying to date outside of what you're used to dating.
I agree.
So it's just like I said, I tried the dating app even though it didn't work, but...
Not for me personally, it's one thing I ain't never deviating to get from, and that's the money.
It's always going to be a BDB.
It's always be a BDB.
But I feel like there's certain things you don't have to deviate from. Like, that has nothing, like, whether a man has money or he's successful, he's ambitious, like, those are, like, to me, I don't even want to say have money. I'll say somebody who's ambitious and who is driven.
Let's just say successful.
Yes, that's the core being of who you are. That is more about you as a person. Because, like I said, you don't have to have $100 million in the bank for me to date you, but I like to see potential there because I have potential. So... that's okay. I feel like you don't have to deviate too far from that path. Like, you don't. I agree with you on that.
It's 2022. We is not dating niggas for their potential no more.
Well, not potential, but, like, there's people that I'm sure, like, when you met them, they had X amount of money, but then by the end of y'all relationship, they had way more because they were just businessmen. I'm talking, that's what I say. Like, they're already on the path, but they're not even at their final, destination.
Right. Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't mind, hopping on a nigga little train and we on our destination together because I'm still growing. I'm still making more money. So, I don't feel like you have to deviate from the BDBs. One thing that's always going to remain solid is the BDBs, honey.
Yeah. But I do feel like you have to definitely be okay with, like, dating outside of your norm. You know what I mean? Some of the niggas that I think that us as women be attracted to are not husband material.
Ooh.
And we know that. But we still date them anyways, expecting that you gonna be the one to be able to change him or get him to marry you. Like, this nigga is not husband material. He ain't marrying no damn body.
And you know what it is? But it's not even about that. It's like, he really is not worth marrying if you really get
That's what I'm saying. But us as women, we be like, they have everything else. Like, it's like a nigga will check all the other boxes. Like, he'll check the box of being successful. He might check the box of being fine. He might have some good dick. He be spending money. He makes sure he don't mind investing in your businesses and your ideas and stuff like that. Like, he's God-fearing, all of these things. But still, he not husband material.
Right.
He might be a cheater. He might just not want to be in a monogamous relationship. And if that's something that you want, that's something that you shouldn't bend on, which is a whole another topic in itself. Because I feel like women be in involuntary not monogamous relationships all the time. Well, not eating coochie, but just like you in a relationship with your nigga and you monogamous.
Right, but he not. Okay, that makes sense. I agree. I definitely agree. Like I said, I just feel like, but unlearning behaviors goes into all of that. Like,
so what do you think people should do though
I mean, like I said, for me, I've decided I'm not even gonna lie like that. I was gonna say I'm not gonna date Nigerian men no more. Not gonna do that. I'm not ready yet. Maybe one day I'll be ready, but I need to maybe.
And I'll be here to keep mending your broken heart.
Cause one thing about me, baby, I'm gonna find a Nigerian and fall in love, and I'm gonna be crying.
Cause one thing about them niggas, they just be the worst. Like, they do not believe in monogamy. Let me not generalize and make it a generalization and say all Nigerian men don't believe in monogamy, but.
You know what?
A good majority.
I will say this though. I definitely, when it comes to men, I will say I definitely have a type. I have a type. And I thought I didn't. For a long time, this is what
You mean like a physical type, or you just mean like a type in every area?
In every area. Because one thing I always have thought about myself, I was like, oh, I don't have a type because they didn't necessarily like look alike. But when I really like group up my exes and I think about their ways, how they are, for some reason, I don't know why, I said I don't like nonchalant men. I like
all the chalants, bitch.
But you know what's crazy? I went on a date with a man who was not nonchalant. And I was just like...
He was chalanting.
Yes, and I was like, "Oh, you doing too much. You doing too much."
And he was mad. You was mad because he was with
He was chalanting too much.
That's crazy.
It was too much chalant.
No, it's no such thing as too much chalant.
But that's what I say.
Toxic shit.
I gotta unlearn my behaviors.
Yes, that's toxic. That is a toxic mindset. It ain't never too much chalant for me.
But that's what I'm saying.
Be chalant.
I know, and it sounds fucked up because I'm fucked up. But I'm so used to like, don't get me wrong, like, for example, like Big Papa, he's a nonchalant man, but...
He ain't chalant?
No, but what I say, like, he's very, like...
We really over here making up a fucking word.
They know what the fuck we
that
mean.
That nigga be chalanting.
No, he definitely does, but when I say that, he's more like, he's very romantic, he's a gentleman, always, like, he's very caring, but when we outside, it's very much... He don't talk. He does not talk. He talks to me. He don't talk to nobody. Like, he's very chill and laid back. I thought I wanted a man who was kind of like me.
He just sit there and smoke his hookah.
Okay, bitch. My nigga do not smoke hookah.
Yes, he do.
No, he don't.
All right.
And I'm gonna show him these.
I don't care. You act like that's my nigga. What he gonna do to me, bitch?
He gonna say, Drea, no hookah for you tonight.
And I'm gonna be like, I got my own money, nigga. I buy my own motherfucking hookah and my own section.
I'm fucking weak. Hold on, let my came on.
But no, like, you think just because it's people kill me with that shit. Just because it's a vape, it's still hookah. It's mini pocket hookah.
First of all, it was a prototype of something that he is working on.
A prototype of motherfucking hookah, bitch. You believe everything a nigga say.
No, actually, I just made that up. I just made that up.
Lex, one of them people, a nigga tell her some shit. She gonna be like, girl,
he really
he said it's not hookah. He said it's a whole new prototype.
I'm dead. I really just made that up. That nigga ain't say that shit. He just pulled it out of his pocket and started smoking that bitch. It sounded good though. It sounded good. But either way it goes, I will say that's a behavior that I need to unlearn. When I meet somebody that's not the usual type of like niggas that I'm used to, because I'm not gonna lie, you know who called me last night? Football Bae. I haven't said the name in a long time. Football Bae called me last night.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, he called me last night.
Think about it.
And
I always get him and Throwback Bae mixed up.
Yeah, one got CTE and one don't.
Shit, they both do.
I'm fucking weak. Hold on, let me take a sip, cause girl. So, anyways, Football Bae called me last night, and he was.
You ain't even take a sip.
Cause I'm just my mind. Because if I take a sip, I'm gonna lose my thought. So yeah, Football Bae called me last night, and he was basically like. He was just telling me, like, you know, hyping me up, gassing me up. He's a gentleman, but I will remember he got all the chalants, bitch. He do. He brought me out of my comfort zone, but it was still like a weird situation for me. But then when it all unfolded, I started having feelings for him. Then he hit me upside the head with some news, and I was like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? So it's like that moment that I did try to date outside of my norm, I still got fucked over.
Right.
So for me, I guess, I don't know. I really, you know what I think it is, Dre? I'm not going to lie to you. I have to meet somebody who is going to be patient with me and just who is willing to be invested as much as I am and willing to make that commitment, because it's going to be a lot for me to unlearn these behaviors, and I'm just going to have to find somebody who is just really going to be patient with me and figure it out. That's all that it is.
I feel you. I just feel like for me personally, like unlearning behaviors has just been for me looking at situations and people that I dated in the past and it didn't work. So it's like, obviously I need to try something different, or obviously I need to, or maybe not even try something different, but I need to shift my mindset.
Right.
It shifts how I look at things and how I look at dating, because obviously the way I was looking at it wasn't working, you know? Right. And I think that's what has made it easier for me to unlearn certain things. 'Cause I'm not gonna sit here and act like I don't feel like I used to have like really toxic ideas about dating, because I do feel like I did. And I mean, to a certain extent, I'm still young.
Good.
Thank you, girl. I just got them done earlier today. Shout out to Jay.
Yeah, she did my. You went today too?
Yeah, I went this
morning.
morning.
You went to our new spot?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did too, girl. I went at 10. You must have came right after me. me?
I went at 11. Mm-hmm.
You was right, girl. I had just zoomed out the parking lot,
Yes,
bitch.
girl. I went this morning because I was supposed to go yesterday, but then she told me she had to move.
I was supposed to go yesterday, too.
That's crazy. We the same person.
Just locked in, period.
But yes, it's okay. I'm not going to sit here and act like, like I didn't, like I don't feel like I used to have, but what could you do?
What you was eating?
I don't know. I was hoping it wasn't. No, how she be up in here. But anyways, like I was saying, I definitely feel like I used to have like toxic behaviors and stuff, and I still do to a certain extent, like stuff that I'm working through. But I acknowledge it, and I think that that's the first step. Is once you acknowledge something, then you could work on it.
Right.
But I feel like a lot of people don't even like want to acknowledge that they have toxic.
And don't get me wrong, like I said, I say this
stuff
all the time. I'm not a perfect friend. I'm not a perfect partner, but I have a good heart. Right. And I always move with good intentions. Right. So that's why I know that I just cannot settle. I want what I want in a man. Right. And yes, I do need to unlearn some behaviors. And in order for me to find that man, I'm going to have to do things that I never thought I would do. Mm-hmm. But I know I move with a heart of gold. And that's why I just always have faith and confidence. Like, I'm the
right person gonna come along.
The right person's gonna come along, and it's like the way, like, I'm still going through my healing process, and I have just made so many strides like these past few weeks because, like you said, we're off tour now. I've got to slow down and really meditate and get into a different mind frame. And I'm gonna talk about what happened to me later, y'all. I got another story for y'all.
But that's the thing about life, though. You have to give yourself grace. Like, I think people don't give themselves enough grace. Like, you have been through a lot this past year. You have had a lot going on. So it's like you have to give yourself grace when it comes to dating and stuff. And you have to date people who will give you grace.
Right. Say it again?
You have to date people that will give you grace. Because when you going through shit or when you've been through something, you might not always be the best version of yourself. And you need to date somebody who can understand it. You need to, not even just date. Like, when I'm talking about relationships in general, you need to date people like that. You need to be around people like that. Your friends, all that stuff. You know what I mean?
But I want to talk about that. We need to surround ourselves with people who will love us when we are not at our best state. Mm-hmm. That is very fucking important.
Yep.
Because if I'm at my lowest, I don't need to be kicked down more. And I don't need you telling me, oh, Lex, you not acting like yourself. Oh, you tripping all the time. I don't need that. I need you to understand, okay, she's not acting like she normally does. So instead of me making her feel bad, let me ask her what she needs. Hey, what do you need from me? Do you need me to be around more or do I need to back up? We need to start. If you really care about somebody, I tweeted this the other day. Y'all don't know how to be good fucking friends. Mm-hmm. Let's just start with that. Outside of these niggas and dating, y'all don't know how to be good fucking friends. Yeah. Because if a friend is going through something and they start doing things that maybe aren't normal, you should just ask, okay, mate, this is kind of off, but let me just ask her why, or what does she need me to do as a friend? Mm-hmm. How can I, get her through this or get him through this, Mm-hmm. So I think that is the most important thing about being a good friend is like loving people at their lowest, even in a relationship as well. Mm-hmm. Good point that you made. Glad you said that.
I agree.
So if y'all have any tips on how we can unlearn behaviors, let us know.
Yes, let us know. So
what's up, y'all? It's your girl, Lex P, and I'm here to talk to y'all about Etsy.com. Now, y'all know I love home decor, but the best thing about when you walk in my house, everything is customizable. So you can't just go to the store and get this. You have to go to Etsy.com. And the best part about it is that you're supporting small businesses. Yes, most people that are on Etsy.com are small business owners. Yes, that's what I love about Etsy. Things that you find in my house you can't find nowhere else, whether it's fashion, decor, personalized gifts, whatever. I get everything from Etsy.com. New to Etsy? Use code MARY10, that's MERRY10 at checkout for 10% off of your first purchase. That's MARY10, maximum value of $50. Offer ends December 31st, 2022. See terms at Etsy.com/terms. For gifts of all kinds, Etsy has it. Shop Etsy.com. It's holiday season. Get your gift on. This episode is brought to you by BetterHelp. What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Lex P, and I'm here to talk to y'all about BetterHelp. Y'all know technology has gotten so advanced for aunties, so all therapy is out the window. You can do therapy from the comfort of your own home now. Y'all, I be laying in bed getting my therapy on. So, as the world's largest therapy service, BetterHelp has matched 3 million people with professionally licensed and vetted therapists available 100% online. Plus, it's affordable. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to match with a therapist. If things aren't clicking, you can easily switch to a new therapist anytime. It couldn't be any simpler. No waiting rooms, no traffic, no endless searching for the right therapist. What you're gonna do is go to betterhelp.com/poorminds. You're gonna take a quick questionnaire. They're gonna ask you all these questions, what kind of therapist that you want, this and that. And they're gonna connect you with somebody ASAP. And the best part about it is if you don't click with your therapist that much, they can get you a new one as soon as possible. So you're gonna go to betterhelp.com/poorminds. That's betterhelp.com/poorminds to get 10% off of your first month. If you have never tried therapy, this is your sign to do it now. You do it from the comfort of your own home. There's no excuses. betterhelp.com.
For this second topic, we're going to be talking about projecting. Like, are you projecting? Do you know how to know if you projecting? We're going to talk about signs of knowing if you projecting. And we just going to talk about projecting in general because I feel like it's something that everybody does sometimes. I think it's nobody walking this earth that's not guilty of projecting. You know what I mean? Or haven't projected before. I feel like it's something everybody is doing.
Baby.
But I didn't know that it could be good and bad. I think I always associated projecting with bad. And obviously, well, not obviously, but we just learned that, you know, you could project in a good way as well.
Well, I'll say this. I'm the biggest hater that you ever met.
Not the biggest hater that you've seen thus far.
I am the biggest hater you ain't ever met in your
Lex,
motherfucking
that sounds
life.
terrible. That's not a good title.
I'm not saying that it's good. Now, have I grown from that? Absolutely. I used to be and let me say used to, I'm sorry. But I also said this in the past episode.
That rose, baby.
Ooh.
Look at your bird.
Look, you into my like, But no, I will say this. I used to be a big hater. I was a big hater. I was the girl who was talking down on everything that I couldn't do. And then as soon as I was able,
for sure.
Yes, and as soon as I was able to do it, I did all that shit. Everything I used to talk shit about. I swear to you, everything I used to talk shit about,
bitch,
I started doing it. When I tell y'all, I used to be on it.
You was talking about I swear to you.
No, listen, I'm talking about like. I'm so glad my old Twitter is deleted. I used to be on there talking about girls who would get plastic surgery. I used to be talking about girls with fake titties. I used to be talking about all that shit, like craziness. So we're going to talk about projecting and how to know the difference. So let's start off with like a positive projection because you did say there's a difference. So what is a positive projection?
So a positive projection could be like you're projecting empathy on somebody.
Okay.
Or generosity, gratitude.
Okay. But that would be like, so say you're not a touchy-feely person, you're not, right?
Yeah, I'm not.
So a positive projection would be like, oh my gosh, somebody be like, yeah, Drea, she don't do like this. And I'm like, no, Drea loves to hug and touch me and hold my hand all the time, but you really don't do that.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like you're projecting something onto them that they actually lack, that they don't have.
Right, but so it's just really trying to see the good in somebody, technically. So it's not a bad thing, I feel like that could cause delusion.
You think so?
Yeah, because if I'm projecting onto you like you're such this good person and like say I love hugs, but honestly when I come around you, you're not hugging me because you want to. Oh, I am a little burpy. You're not hugging me because you want to. You're hugging me because you know I'm gonna come around. Here come Lex with this hug. So in my head, I've created a reality that Drea is touchy-feely and she likes to hug me. So I've projected that onto you and created a false reality. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, it does, because I think that is part of projection, too. Like, people that project all the time usually do create false reality.
Yeah, you're creating a false reality. So even though it's a positive, you're making a positive attribute to this person, it's not fucking true.
Yeah, that's true. But then I look at it like sometimes maybe, too, projecting that onto a person all the time could make them more of that type of person.
Mm-hmm. It could have a positive effect.
Like positive reinforcements, positive effects.
So it could be like, you know what? my girl need a hug today. So obviously she coming to hug me. Let me hug her.
Right.
So yeah, so it can look, and that's me. I gotta unlearn my behavior because I'm always thinking a negative bitch.
Yeah.
I'm a motherfucking hater.
I see. And so then going into the next level of projection, which is a negative projection.
Yes. So when we talk about projection, it says most of the time this is what people are talking about. So that's when you're talking about negative qualities. So if I can say, yeah, I know Drea paid her rent late. She always pay her rent late because I pay my rent late, but I don't even know if she paid her rent late or not. Like, you just say that, yeah, she probably do. I mean, look at her. She don't ever be at home. She always out of town. I ain't never seen her work. But I'm just saying that because that's the lifestyle I'm living.
Right.
And I'm just saying this, for example, because baby, rent always paid. But I'm just using an example of projection. So for me, and I'll use myself for example, y'all know I'm very transparent. I used to be like, oh my God, I think plastic surgery is so weird. If y'all want this, like, why are y'all doing that? It's so. But deep down inside, bitch, I wanted that shit so motherfucking bad. I was trying to convince myself that I didn't want it. And when I talk, and I'm just using surgery for an example. And let me say this. The first surgery I ever wanted, I always wanted my boobs done. So it was mostly about, like, my boobs. I'm like, oh, God gave you this and this and that. But honestly, this is something that I have been struggling with since I was in 5th grade. I didn't feel like a child when I went in public because people were always gawking at me and talking about my chest. So I felt some type of way about it. And I just... When my other friends, we would go to school, they got to wear certain tops. I didn't get to wear those tops because I was so I looked like a grown woman. So for me, it was always like, as soon as I get some money, I'm going to get my boobs done in the back of my mind. But you can't say that out loud because it's like, you're going to change your body? Oh my God.
Why you can't? I used to say it all the time. I can't wait to get my titties done. I'm tired of not having no titties.
Right, but I'm saying, like, for me and how I grew up, we grew up in different type of areas. So for me, it was just like...
Well, shit, I feel like with how you grew up, I would think that it would have been more accepted because they've been getting surgery long before we started.
Well, let me not say with my friends. I'll say, like, with my family. Like, super Southern, very, like, they don't do none of that stuff. You know, like, nothing. Like, me and my sister were probably like, ooh, I didn't mean to put my sister on play. Sorry, girl. But me and my sister were, like, the first people in our family to, like, alter our bodies like that. Like, nobody in my family has ever gotten plastic surgery like that. So... that was just me projecting because I low-key wanted
surgery. I was going to start the trend in the family.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. So for me, I was trying to convince myself that you shouldn't want this. You shouldn't. But I was just projecting, and I was a hater. Every time I seen a girl walk in, she had some little bitty perky titties, I would be mad as fuck. And I was like, that shit don't even look good on you, bitch. And she be looking fire as fuck whole time.
That's crazy.
But I was young. I was very young. Now, when I got older, I was like, damn, that bitch look good. Okay.
Yeah.
I see what the fuck going on with you hoes. Y'all got the cheat code. I'm just thinking y'all hoes is naturally got Y'all was lying to me, though. I didn't know the tea then.
Yeah, bitches was getting
you
surgery.
Hoes ain't tell me I was getting surgery. So once I got up on the real surgery tea, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I got y'all.
Like, the girls been getting surgery for a while. The ones who know. So a good example of, like, projection, because I want to give an example, would be like a husband that be cheating or a boyfriend that be cheating all the time.
Right.
But then he swear you cheating on him. You could be the most faithful woman in the world. Don't give your man no reason to believe that you out here stepping and fucking with other niggas. But he swear that you're cheating on him, but that's because that's his guilty conscience and he projecting.
That's me. I'm like, nigga, I know you outside. Whole time, it's me that's outside.
Okay.
Damn.
Now see.
Hey. I'm telling you, this is a therapy episode. I'm unlearning behavior.
Why do you think you do that, though?
Because, like, you know what?
Is it because my thing is, when I do shit that I know I ain't supposed to do, I just don't say nothing about it.
You know
like,
what?
I ain't gonna even accuse you of doing it, because I don't even want to talk about it. I don't even want to put that energy into the air, because I feel like if I say something to you about the fact that you doing it, then your ass might start thinking that I'm doing it. And if I know I'm doing it, I just ain't gonna say nothing.
Let me say this. Honestly, and I'm being 100 right now, since we're keeping it honest this episode, I don't be cheating like that, like, anymore.
Yeah.
Did I used to, like, when I was younger? Absolutely. I'm not gonna lie, but I am looking for, something real, something with quality. But insecure younger days of dating, I absolutely would do that because you know what it was? Because I felt like, you know what? If I can go out here and do this, he can be doing it as well. Mm-hmm. And that's what projecting is. Just because you are being a bad person doesn't mean that person is being bad. But I had that mentality.
Everybody are not bad people.
Right. So I had the mentality of, if I can go and cheat on him, then he can definitely go and cheat on me. Because if we're feeling the same about each other, then that means if I'm feeling this way, then he's feeling that way too. And that's just not true. That's just not the truth. And I had to now that's a behavior that I definitely had to unlearn. Mm-hmm. But that was from a fucked up relationship I was in from when I was like 20 to like 22. Terrible man. And he's very down bad and I love that for him.
All right. So it says projection is actually denial of your dark side. So like a lot of people project because they don't want to accept their flaws and negative traits.
Yes.
And because it bruises your ego or whatever. It does.
Because, you know, you want to feel like... But I feel
like as a person, you can't... Anybody to me that think that they don't have no flaws, that's a flaw.
And you be the most flawed person.
Yeah, that's a flaw. To think you don't have no flaws.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
and we not talking about like physical. We're not talking about physical shit.
Yeah.
We talk about internal shit. Everybody got some internal shit that they could be working on.
I think for me, you know what it was? I got surrounded by, at one point in my life, like, I was just like not hanging around with like the right group of people and I was just doing the wrong things. I used to literally like drink. When I was working at the strip club, I'm not gonna lie, the people I was surrounded with, it was really bad. Mm-hmm. That was probably the lowest point in my life outside of when I first moved out here, because that was a different low. That was like broke low. Mm-hmm. That low that I went through when I was working at the strip club was like a mental low. So... with that being said, I was surrounded by people like, yeah, Lex, you good. You're doing right. You're living right. This is the life you're supposed to be living. Mm-hmm. Bitch, I'm not doing nothing but selling bottles and getting drunk. Mm-hmm. I'm not doing right. I literally flunked out of college. I was at U of H at first. Mm-hmm. I was fucking my life up. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, yeah, that has a lot to do with why I thought I was this perfect person. I'm like, I'm that bitch.
Because people was telling you.
Because people was telling me I was that bitch instead of being like, okay, Lex, what are you doing with your life? What's the next fucking steps? I didn't really talk about the next steps in my life until, you know, me and you started hanging out. We was like, okay, bitch, what we finna do? Like, like, what's the next steps? And we was like, man, you right. Like, I do need to go to Atlanta. And I do need to, like, try to make a career and start some shit. Like, I was like, okay, I need to surround myself with like-minded people. So that's what was really holding me back, too. Like, just being surrounded by people who made me feel like I wasn't flawed. So I felt like I was this perfect person.
But that's because, again, with projection,
right?
They're in the same environment as you doing the same thing. So they don't want to feel like anything is wrong with them, or they probably or might not. You know what I mean? So then they telling you, you doing a great job. Bitch, you doing a good job. Bitch, you doing a good job. Because they think that they doing a good job, or they're trying to convince themselves that they're doing a good job.
Speak on it.
And so I think that that's what that was too.
Facts.
I don't know. I feel like for me, I be knowing shit wrong with me. I just don't be knowing how to change it, if that makes sense. Like
I
think that's always been like one of my biggest issues. It's like I could know something wrong and I need to work on it, but then I'd be like, but bitch, how do I work on it? Or I feel like in the past, I just used to feel like that's too much work. I need to work on it, but that's too much work.
Right.
Because I feel like I get irritated so easily. Like, and I always been that way. I think now that I'm getting older, it's not as bad as it used to be. But I literally used to get people annoying as fuck to me. Everybody. No matter who you are. I'm not talking about you. I'm saying for real though, it don't matter who you are. Everybody is annoying to me. Like, and I get annoyed easily. And so
I think we're both like that too.
Yeah.
But I think that's why we get along, because we be like over here and everybody be over there. We be like,
irritated. Irritated. Ready to go.
Because one thing about us, we gonna be in the corner laughing.
We gonna be in the corner, just the two of us. just the motherfucking two of us. Javier gonna need to insert that.
Just the two of us.
In the motherfucking corner, bitch. Everybody else gonna be over there having a good time.
I'm telling you. But I get it, though. I get it.
It's like, but I think, you have to, again, like kind of going back to what I was saying earlier, you have to recognize what's wrong with you and work actually take the steps to work on it. Because it's one thing to recognize it, like I said earlier, okay, that's good that you recognized it. That's the first step. But then you actually need to take the steps to change things and to work on things. And I think I used to really have a problem with it. Or like I said, not necessarily have a problem with it, but just didn't want to do it. Because it take a lot. Let's be real, bitch.
Changing
the
yourself.
growth that I've had in the past few years, it take work. It take a lot of work.
A lot of growth, though. I think we both have.
No, we both have, for sure.
I mean, the people that we were when we met each other versus now is two completely different people. Like, I think it shows in everything. It shows in our friendship, how our business has grown. Like, when you really water something and care for it, like we did with our friendship, it shows, like, you know, in the results of things.
And you have to want to be a better person. Like, you have to be actively seeking that every day. Like, I want to be better. I want to be a better person. I want to grow. I want to change. Like, I know it's certain shit about me that is less than desirable, and I need to work on that shit and do the work to change it. But, yeah, projecting to me, it's just not.
It's something that we all do, though.
It's something that everybody does, but I think when you recognize that you're doing it, nip that shit in the bud. That needs to become a habit for people.
And when I say this, it's for everybody. That's why it means, like, when you see a picture of me or Drea or any other woman or any other man, stop being like, oh, why did they do this? And why? Stop being negative and ask yourself, why do I feel the need to make this comment about this person? When you feel
look inward.
When you feel like saying something negative, especially to a stranger that doesn't know you from a can of paint, stop yourself before you leave that negative comment and ask, you know what? Why am I saying this? What is the root of this? And why do I feel this way? Why do I feel so strongly about this?
Right.
And I guarantee you, 99% of the time, it's going to be an issue that you have within yourself.
Yep. If you look inward, you're going to find the problem every fucking time. I swear to God. Every time.
So let us know the examples of y'all projecting and how you've gotten over it. Okay?
Yeah.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Lex P, and I have a very special announcement to make. Now, as you know, we're moving into a whole new studio. We about to have all new everything. So we wanted to hear from y'all. So if you have something you want to get off your chest, something that's bothering you, whatever you want to say, you have suggestions, anything, we are having a segment that we're adding to the show. So what you're going to do is you're going to call a number and leave us a voicemail. Now, y'all know I don't like when y'all get long-winded and shit. Don't be calling, leaving no 10-minute voicemail and nothing like that. So call, leave us a voicemail. Like I said, if you want to get something off your chest, you have a suggestion for the show. And honestly, y'all can start leaving voicemails right now because I'm trying to figure out what I want to name the segment. You know, me and Dre have been brainstorming a little bit. So call this number, 678-827-1826. That's 678-827-1826. And if you leave a good voicemail, you're going to be featured on Poor Minds. So let us know what we should name the segment. If y'all have any ideas, leave them in the comments below. Talk to y'all soon.
So now we gon' get into the bed.
Hey.
The bed.
Bow.
The bed. Bow. 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 Bow.
Ooh.
Was that a remix?
I don't know. This is what I was feeling today.
We gon' do it right there. It's a remix.
Oh.
Well, you did the little dance too. So I thought it was like remixing this shit.
So today I wanted to talk about soul ties. But not just a regular soul tie, a sexual soul tie.
But the crazy thing is, that's always been the only tie I acknowledge.
Okay. You are horny.
No, I'm not horny. I think it was a lack of information. Like, I just always assume, like, when people will talk about soul ties, I always will just think about you have soul ties with people when y'all be fucking.
Emotional soul ties are very, like...
Okay, but I felt like that's where it came from, though. Because for me personally, and I'm just speaking on myself, I don't really be having emotions for niggas that I ain't fucking.
Yeah. I've had a situation where I was, like, emotionally tied to somebody and we weren't having sex. And it was just... It was like an emotional thing.
Sex never came?
No, and I didn't even want to fuck him. He was cool as fuck. He just wasn't my type, but you know what? I take that back because it wasn't a soul tie. I was just really like, I wanted him around. And he was like, look, I want to fuck. What's up?
Yeah, I feel like emotions can come, you know what I mean? You can have emotions, but I've never felt like I've had emotions for niggas that I didn't have sex with, but I didn't feel like it was like a soul tie.
Right, because that's deep. A soul tie is very deep.
Until we was fucking. So I just always assumed it was only sexual soul ties, but now I know it's a lot of other forms of soul ties as well.
Right. So, first of all, let me read this real quick. So we got this is an article that we're reading, and it says, soul ties affect each of us differently. Most men find it easier to get over a soul tie compared to women, but that might be the case as men have been conditioned not to be emotional. Okay, so this is just a soul tie in general. So I am talking about sexual soul ties. We're going to talk about sexual soul ties today, because y'all have to realize Spice Girls was on to something when they said when two become one, your bodies are
I was about to say, if you want to be my lover, you got to get with my friend.
What does that mean?
I don't know. Maybe
Are they horny?
No, I thought it meant like, if you want to be my lover, you got to be cool with my friends.
You've got to give. Why haven't we never sang that?
I don't know.
If you want my future, forget my past. If you want to get with me, but I make it laugh.
You would know all the words. Because literally all I know is, if you want to be my lover, you got to get with my friend.
Gotta get with my friend.
That's literally all I know is the chorus.
Okay, my bad. So anyway.
But you would know the entire song.
Don't play with me when it comes to the Spice Girls.
On brand.
Very on brand for me. So anyway, I'll say this. I feel like sexual soul ties, it can happen when, I feel like it happens more to women. But you know what? Let me not even say this, because it happens to men too. Because when you come across some real good pussy, you be having a sexual assault. No, listen.
You
Let me finish.
Horny.
Let me finish though. Women be getting like dickmatized. You know, we have that saying where women get dickmatized. And you be fucking with this nigga over and over. He's not good for you. He's no good, but you keep fucking him. That's because it's a physical soul tie. Physical soul ties don't have to be deep. You're looking at it too deep, Drea. What I'm saying is, if you're having sex with somebody continuously, you don't want to fuck with them no more. They don't bring nothing to the table. You don't like their personality. Hell, you might not even be attracted to them. But it's something about that sex. It's like a drug, and it's addicting to you. That is a physical soul tie. That is a demon that you need to get rid of. Let it out!
It ain't me. Damn, the fuck is this, an exorcism?
I gotta let it out of you. That's
You
what it is.
just gotta get that dick off your mind.
Say it again.
Get that dick off your mind.
Hello? One more time.
Get that dick off your mind.
I'm telling you, and that's why I said, Drea, it's not even supposed to be that deep. It's just that dick is hypnotized you. That pussy got you in a whirlwind. She got me so hypnotizing with her body moving round and round. You heard Akon.
Anyway.
I'm telling you.
I definitely believe in sexual soul ties. I do. I feel like that's the only time I ever felt like I had a soul tie with niggas.
Because the dick had you sprung.
The dick. I mean, among other things.
But it was mostly the dick.
I just think that when you have sex with people, like, you're not meant to have sex with a lot of people. I really do believe that as I get older.
Okay.
You're not supposed to be having sex with a lot of people, because when you have sex with people, you're transferring energies. And then if this person have bad energy, they transferring it on to you, and vice versa. Like, you're literally, like, when you have sex with somebody, that's like the closest you ever get to being one with a person. Yeah, facts. So, it's just kind of like, you're not supposed to have that experience with everybody. And so I feel like that's why you could be fucking the wrong nigga, and that shit be fucking with your mood.
Ooh.
Fucking with your energy. You be like, and then you can't understand. Like, you like, bitch, why am I in this funk? Why am I feeling like that? Because that nigga done transfer his negative ass energy onto you while y'all was fucking.
It's that you know they got witchery. It's that dickery.
I'm telling you, it's that coochery too.
That coochery.
That coochie be coochering.
That coochie, it's the coochery board, bitch. They be cutting the fuck up.
It do.
It be cutting the fuck up. And so this is how
coochery.
I'm not gonna lie. I have to I am going through a situation, but it wasn't a physical soul tie. It's actual just like a soul tie. It's a lot. And I didn't realize it was a soul tie because he actually brought it to my attention. Because he's like reading some book right now. He feels, educated, whatever. So, so these are the signs. I'm just going to read a few of them if you have a soul tie. This is how you know you have a soul tie. I'm not going to read all of them, just a few. You're unable to break away from thinking about that person. The connection brings up negative feelings between you and your partner, such as anger or jealousy. So it's just like, anytime you think of them, you're like, oh my God, I can't imagine him being out having drinks right now, because what if a girl is talking to him? Or what if a nigga is talking to her? Like, if you think about your partner, you automatically think negative things like, oh my God, he's with somebody else. It's a bad soul tie. And I'm talking about bad soul ties right now, okay? You desire to stay in the relationship even if it doesn't serve you. We just talked about that earlier. That goes in with being delusional and unlearning behaviors, okay? And I want to read this one. This is the last one I'm going to read, then we're going to go on to how to break it. You start losing yourself or feeling lost in the relationship. You may also start neglecting your friends or personal interests for this person.
I think this is a good one, too. You begin to fantasize about the person or relationship, even if they are not someone you would generally be attracted to.
Yeah, you create a fantasy world. The delusion that we were talking about earlier. And that's why I said, don't get me wrong, I talk about this all the time.
That's how you know it's real, though.
I cannot stand a girl who is like, oh, we going to the club tonight. Oh, I'm bringing my man. Oh, my man got to come. I hate that. If you can't go out or spend time with your friends without your man, or a girl that just, every time I talk to you, like, oh yeah, well, my man. Like, girl, can we have a normal conversation? I'm asking you if you want broccolini or not. You talking about, oh, he love broccolini, bitch. I don't give a fuck. So if your whole world centers around another human being, you're not doing your relationship right. All right? Have you had a soul tie before? How did you get rid of your soul tie?
Girl, I don't know, to be honest. I just feel like time. I feel like time heals all. Like, I have a lot of discipline.
You definitely do.
Yeah. I have a lot of discipline, and I'm an extremist in a lot of ways. So I feel like when I decide that someone is not good for me, or I no longer need them around me or need them in my life, I cut people off cold turkey. Like, I'm not saying it's the easiest thing to do, you know what I mean? I'm not saying it will be easy for everybody, but that's always my method. I stop talking to people altogether. I cut them off. I might block them. I try not to look at their social media and stuff for a while. Like, I do all that I feel like I need to do to get them off of my mind. And even though I might have those desires to want to reach out to the person or text them or whatever, I just don't. I tell myself no, or I occupy myself. I'm real big on occupying myself with other things when I'm going through shit like that, just so that I don't reach out to the person. Because I feel like when you have a lot of idle time, you might end up doing some shit that you regret.
Right.
So I try to keep myself busy when I'm going through shit, like, and hang around people who are going to keep my mind, do things that are going to keep my mind off of this toxic individual or this situation. Because if I got to go through these type of steps to not fuck with you, I don't need to fuck with you.
Right.
Like, my mind is in the right place. If I gotta do all of this
to not
fuck with you and to get rid of you, you not a good person for me.
And that's good that you said that, because when they say how to break soul ties, they said practice active detachment without reacting or responding to your emotions. So when you want to go look at his page or when you want to call him, you just gotta calm down in the moment and be like, don't do this. You're going to thank me later. You're going to thank me tomorrow. And give yourself step by step. Like, be like, okay, I'm not going to call him today. Just get through each day at a time. What we do is we think too far in ahead. We start thinking about, oh, in 3 months, is he going to miss me? Or this? Girl, think about just getting through day one. You know what I'm saying? You have to become, and then they say also, the first thing of breaking a soul tie, especially a sexual soul tie, is acknowledging that there's one there. So you have to openly admit, like, okay. Yes, you have to be like, you know what? I have a tie to this person. Look, that dick done tied me down. That coochie done tied me down, and I needs to be free. Released. So you have to acknowledge that it's even there. To freedom. Because when I tell you that dick done had me in a chokehold, I'm ready to be free.
Yeah.
What Jennifer Hudson said in that movie?
I've been freed.
I don't want to be free. I want to be free.
I took the shackles off. Now I can dance.
Amen. Hello? And I'm trying to dance. Right now, I'm just doing a little shuffle. I'm trying to groove. A little shimmy. Yeah, I'm trying to groove in this bitch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's coming.
Yeah. All right. Mm-hmm. So they also recommend like therapy. So speaking to whatever spiritual advisor that you trust. So like if that's a pastor for you, a therapist, a spiritual guide, or whatever you want to do, you got to talk to somebody. One thing that I have learned that's helped me is talking to people, but also journaling about it as well. Mm-hmm. You have to get it out because keeping things in your thoughts is not going to help.
It's not.
Write it down, talk about it, do all that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Period.
What the hell? So if y'all have a sexual soul tie that you know is not serving you in the right purpose, let that shit go. Use these steps.
I think you better let it go.
Let it go.
It's looking like another love TKO. Legs.
Okay, sorry. We gotta speed this along. We have been real This was the first episode we had with just us two. I'm excited.
Lex, but like, what's tea? Did you tell them how you about to drop your?
Yeah, I'm really about. Y'all think I'm playing? I'm really about to do an album.
Y'all, Lex say she about to drop her album.
I'm about to drop.
Y'all know we about to.
I'm about to drop the most fire R&B and rap. I decided I'm gonna rap on that hoe too.
You can rap?
Hell yeah.
Y'all know we about to move to like our new studio or whatever. And so the new studio actually has like a booth. And Lex says she about to hop in the booth.
I cannot believe they left us out the BET Cypher.
Bro, we would and they used the Hot Girl beat.
And you know that's my shit.
That's our song.
You know, we're gonna release a cypher.
Baby, you got
We're gonna do a cypher on the Hot Girl beat. And we're gonna just drop it on. We're gonna do it at the new studio and just drop it on YouTube to let BET knows don't play with us next year.
Okay.
We don't got nothing else to do, bitch.
We got shit to do. I don't know why you would say something like that.
So now we gonna get into
the bed.
Okay.
The bop.
The bop. Hey.
Damn, maybe I am horny.
Okay.
Maybe I am, because why would I say the bed and we just talked about the bed?
Facts. I don't know, but I'm glad you admit that. All right.
I be wildin', child.
So my bop of the week is a song by Alex Vaughn. It's called So Be It. And it's basically a song just saying like, you know, she's trying to deny her feelings about this man and she can't deny it anymore. She's trying to convince herself that he is just her friend, and it's not like that. But she's not doing a good job of convincing herself. Alex Vaughn, So Be It, is super fire. It definitely gives you those vibes. So if you want to be in your feelings and cry, like I love to do, this is the song for you. Alex Vaughn, So Be It, period.
So be it then.
Okay,
so I like this song. It's by Blast.
Okay. And I thought it was Blixt.
Is it Blixt?
I don't know.
I always feel like even when people spell they shit like that, like they want you to pronounce it the right way. They just trying to make it like a different Blacks.
I'm lying. I don't know.
Anybody in the room know how you pronounce it? It's Blast. I'm right. Okay. So he got this song called Die Hard with Kendrick Lamar and Amanda Reefer. Reefer.
All right.
But yeah, I really like Blast and I like Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar hard as fuck to me.
I remember I went to one of his Lamar listener.
Really? That's crazy. When I was like 22, I went to South by Southwest in Austin. Me and my best friend at the time. We went to like a Kendrick Lamar concert. It was back when, what was the name of that album? I can't remember, but the one that Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe. Good Kid, Mad City. Yeah. So I used to love Kendrick Lamar back in the day, but I used to be a J. Cole stan back in the day too.
I love J. Cole.
But I'm saying like, yeah, you probably wouldn't think that I was like listening to them, but I really used to listen to both of them all the time. Like now that I'm older, I don't really be listening to
I'm not gonna lie. It really pissed me off that people slept on J. Cole's verse on Be A Song London. Because he has so many bars in that song. And it was like he was hitting punchline after punchline. You know what I think it is, though? A lot of J. Cole's punchlines go over people's heads. So they don't realize what the fuck he's saying or what he's talking about. But I'm not going to lie. His verse on Be A Song was literally like flames. But, you know, people, and this is not no shade to nobody, but mumble rap is popular right now, which I get it.
It is.
But I like the fact that, you know, him and Kendrick have stayed in their lane and they don't try to conform to what, you know, people expect or want them to do.
Yeah, and then speaking of Kendrick Lamar, like, I loved his last album. Did we ever say Rich Spirit was like our bop of the week?
Oh, my God. I don't know, but that's
I can't remember, but about.
Banger.
Yeah.
Woo, I used to run that hoe on repeat.
Used to, I still do.
Sheesh.
But yeah, shout out to Kendrick Lamar, shout out to Blast. And Amanda, girl. I'm gonna have to maybe go look up some of your other music.
Period. Ooh. All right.
The holidays came early this year, ladies. If you're still not sure what to get the man in your life, then look no further than our friends at Manscaped. The leading men's hygiene brand just launched new products that your man will actually use, including their new shower time favorite, the Body Buffer. It's time to give the man in your life the gift of smooth balls and a good shower time experience this holiday season. Get free shipping and 20% off by going to manscaped.com and using code POORMINDS at checkout. Hairy jingle balls are a thing of the past with Manscaped Performance Package 4.0. Inside of the Performance Package 4.0, you'll find the Signature Lawnmower 4.0. This electric trimmer has proprietary advanced skin-safe technology. Candy cane balls are no more. It's also waterproof so he can use it in the shower. It's like a gift to yourself with less mess. 'Tis the season to load up on Manscaped products. So get your man, your dad, your brother, and friends the best gift of all, the Manscaped Performance Package 4.0. Every guy has Manscaped on their wish list. Get him products he'll actually use this holiday season. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use code POORMINDS. Get your man a gift you will both enjoy, the gift of Manscaped. His jingle balls will thank you.
Okay, so we haven't done a show breakdown in a really long time. A really long time, but we had to talk about these because this show was absolutely crazy. So we watched Dahmer on Netflix, which is basically about Jeffrey Dahmer, the serial killer, the cannibalist, the rapist, everything horrible that when you think of a terrible person, of a monster, of somebody that you're scared of, this is basically what it is.
Now, basically, personally for me, I had never heard of Jeffrey Dahmer until I watched the documentary or whatever. I was familiar with other serial killers, of course, Ted Bundy, John Wayne Gacy. But I was, not familiar with Jeffrey Dahmer.
You know
I had never heard of him before until I watched the documentary. And then, of course, I started Googling shit and fell into a black hole.
Right.
Finding out stuff about him. But,
I knew about Jeffrey Dahmer. I did not know that he targeted colored people. People of color.
Well, I would say, minorities, because he, not only was he just killing, black men, the majority of his victims were black men, but he also was, killing, he killed, an Asian boy. He killed, a few Latino people. So
I'll say... I didn't know
white people too.
Yeah, I didn't know about the details of his story, but I knew who he was, and I'm not gonna lie, this sounds really bad just because his name was always being dropped in rap songs.
It was?
Yes.
Like who?
Juicy J and Katy Perry song, I Eat Your Heart Out, like Jeffrey Dahmer or something like that he said. Nicki had said his name too. That was a thing. They used to name drop him all the time.
They did?
Yes. Literally, there's an article out right now. I think it has all the artists that said something about him.
That's crazy, y'all. I did not know that.
I can look it up real quick. So that was honestly, like I said, I had heard about him before just because he was always getting...
Katy Perry, Keisha, and Eminem.
Yeah, it's a lot of lyrics.
Kesha, my bad, Kesha. Her name was Kesha.
Yeah. Oh, I thought they had the actual quotes.
But yeah, the whole fucking shit was insane to me. I honestly...
Kesha dropped her song, like you said. Cannibal. It says, be too sweet and you'll be a goner. Yep, I'll pull a Jeffrey Dahmer.
That's crazy.
A wild girl.
Why would she say that?
But it was a lot of lyrics like that. It was a lot. I really want to find some more of the lyrics.
Oh, Nicki Minaj.
Oh, okay, here it goes. That's what he said. She'll eat your heart out like Jeffrey Dahmer. That's what Juicy J said. Nicki Minaj says, all his friends try to kill it, eat it. J.A. Dahmer. Nicki, you a wild girl.
What song was that from, though? Do it say?
I don't think
it don't
so.
say what song it's from.
It's a song by Future back in 2018.
Oh, okay.
What did Eminem say? Y'all know how I feel about Eminem.
Eminem said, I could be a Dalai Lama and be calm or bring drama. A step beyond a Jeffrey Dahmer.
A step beyond a Jeffrey Dahmer? Of course the white man said that. Eminem, you don't surprise me.
But why they said in the article talking about, well, what do we expect for someone who rapped about murdering?
Because why would you say a step beyond Jeffrey Dahmer? Okay, we already Black Eyed Peas.
Oh, this is crazy. DDD la da da, killer on the loose like I'm Jeffrey Dahmer.
Y'all are wild. Y'all don't even care if it rhymes. Y'all like, I'm in the kitchen cooking work. I'll kill you, Jeffrey Dahmer.
No,
what?
No, I feel like he probably said it like Dahmer.
Dahmer.
Like
la-di-da-di-da-da. I'm killing shit like Jeffrey Dahmer.
And that dude rhyme.
Oh my God, you're right.
I know.
Terrible people.
So, yes, like y'all, this is news to me. This is crazy.
Right.
But that show was literally fucking insane. Like, it took me like, I don't know, I want to say it took me like a week to watch it, just because I had to take breaks because it was just so like mentally draining. Like I could not watch that shit. It was so sick to me.
So But
I feel like I had to get through it so that we could talk about it on the show.
Right. And that's the same for me. So I'm a true crime lover.
Mm-hmm.
I love true crime. I was the girl that watched The First 48, Medical Files, all that stuff. But the thing is, I kind of backed away because I started to learn, especially through TikTok, that a lot of these families don't want their family members' stories being told for entertainment. Because this is not entertaining to me. Because I'm thinking about if something happened, you know, to anybody that I'm close with, and they made a whole Netflix series about it, how would I fucking feel? You know what I'm saying? So I have backed off with trying to like watch the true crime stuff, but I will say this. I think that whenever these directors, producers, and things like that, when y'all want to recreate a story, y'all need to make sure these families are compensated. There was a specific scene that I actually couldn't even watch. I actually had to fast forward through it. It was when the woman was in court.
Rita Isbell.
Yes, and she was like screaming.
She was one of the victim's sister.
And she actually spoke out on Instagram and was saying how like hurt she was and how, because it's like y'all have to realize like these are people's real lives. And don't get me wrong, I didn't help because we're still talking about it. Y'all probably gonna go watch it. We're not helping at all. But I will say,
I mean, it was interesting to watch, but yeah, I do feel like at the end of the day, these were people's real lives. Like, it was real victims, these was real families, real people that were affected by this. And I could see how that could be traumatic to have to watch and something like this and relive it. And especially, you know, you have people that you didn't even give your consent to playing you, reenacting real moments on a television show.
But you know what?
And you're not getting any of the proceeds.
But when I think about the other side of it, I think about how all these people who are living in America today talking about how racism is dead and we've come so far. This shit happened in the early 90s. Mm-hmm. And the cops were not listening to people just because it was black men, Hispanic men, Asian boy, because the boy was Asian, that went missing. And they didn't give a fuck.
And he was a minor.
The neighbor, because the real story, she wasn't a neighbor. She actually lived in another building. But either way, it was a black woman calling the cops on a white man. It was one situation. Now, that situation was real. When the little boy had actually found his way outside.
That situation was real. She just didn't live next door.
And the police let him go back into the house. Now, y'all are watching this shocked. And when I say y'all, I say white people. Y'all are watching this shock, but this is what black people have to go through. We call the cops and they don't believe us. They don't want to hear us. They don't want to listen to us. So on that side, I'm glad that people are seeing, yeah, this is real. And this is shit that still goes on today. Not as far as that, what he did, but I'm saying as a black woman, a black man, a black child, somebody reaching out for help and nobody's listening.
I mean, even the other situation that was on the show, it was another guy that, you know, he tried to attack or whatever and kill him. And he ended up actually escaping. And then he went and told the police how he had tried to kill him. And the police did not believe him.
They didn't believe the grandma.
And then when he was literally leaving out of the police station and he saw him trying to get another guy to get in the cab with him, and he saved the other guy and told him, he gonna try to kill you, nigga, like, don't get in the car with him. But it's crazy that the police just did not believe him. And like, he made a really good point because he told the cop, he said, I don't have any type of criminal record. It's crazy that you will believe a white man with a criminal record over believing me, a black man who doesn't have anything on his record, just because I'm black.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. I'm glad. That's the main reason I'm glad that this was shown, because you can see And this was not in no, people like to say, oh, my great-great-great-grandparents, they did slavery. Why are you putting that on me? No, let me tell y'all something. It was y'all's mamas and y'all's daddies who was around when this shit was going on. You know what I'm saying? A lot of you motherfuckers was, y'all's parents were around. A lot of people, and it's not even y'all's parents, it's y'all that are participating in this bullshit.
The craziest episode, though, of all of them for me was the one with the deaf guy, Tony, because it's like that seemed to be somebody that he actually cared about and had feelings for. And so it's unfortunate that he still killed him. And then it's like, damn, if you wouldn't have had to get your keys, nigga, you could have got away.
But you know what was crazy to me is that his father, at the end, admitted that he had thoughts of killing people.
He did.
And he said, but he was able to fight them. So it's like, you thought, I mean, I'm not blaming anybody but Jeffrey, but the grandma seen weird shit. The daddy seen weird shit. Everybody knew weird shit was going on.
The granny was literally smelling it. Like, he was killing. You gotta be a wild ass nigga to kill somebody when your granny in the house.
Don't even care. Like, I'd be scared to suck a little dick when my mama was downstairs. Yeah. Bitch, y'all brave.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that shit wild as fuck. Like, he was literally killing people while his granny was in bed.
And let me say this. Being somebody who, I love true crime, let me tell y'all something that I noticed that detectives and policemen always say. The smell of a dead human body is a different type of stench. Mm-hmm. It's not like a dead animal or, something like a rotten food. It smells. It's just like a rancid, terrible smell. Like it burns your nose. It's so bad. So the fact that the grandmother was smelling this and she was just like, Jeffrey, what's going on?
I'm telling you, first of all, the scene where she found that fucking mannequin underneath his sheets, bitch, she would have had to get the fuck out of my house. Then why the fuck you got this mannequin that you stole from the motherfucking tuxedo store in my motherfucking house?
Stayed in that dressing room for hours, bitch.
Just to get the fucking mannequin and rub on it. Like, that nigga was sick. And to be a cannibal, literally, you have to be a very, very, very sick individual to be killing people.
Heads.
And he was like cooking that bitch. He was cooking them people fucking organs like it was filet mignon. He was probably making a little chimichurri.
I don't like it.
A little mashed potato side.
I don't like it.
Like, he was eating that shit like it was top sirloin, bitch. And that nigga is fucking crazy. Because he did.
He's in hell where he belongs. I don't have any sympathy. Because you know what? And this is what I hate when they do with these Netflix shows. I hate that they try to build the characters to where you feel sorry for him. Oh, his mother was taking pills while she was pregnant with him. Oh, maybe I've been seeing people talking about he was autistic. And I don't give a fuck. I do not give a fuck. You were a sick human being.
Well, my thing is, maybe it really was something wrong with him.
It was.
But at the end of the day, yeah, nobody gives a fuck. But it probably, to do the type of things that he did, there was some type of chemical imbalance going on. I don't give a fuck if they couldn't find him legally insane. I think a lot of the time, they don't be finding people legally, quote unquote, legally insane, but them motherfuckers still be crazy.
Well, they wanted to do something to his brain, but his dad said no.
I know.
Yeah, his dad said no.
Because we don't need that shit still around. Child. We don't need to know what the fuck what was going on in his head. Didn't they do that to Hitler?
I don't know.
I think they kept his brain to do research on him.
I'll say this: the Dahmer series, I feel like you can read up on it and really get the information. It was a series I definitely could have skipped. Now, I will say, I think his name is Evan something, the actor that played Dahmer.
Yeah, and he always would be. He was on American Horror Story.
Oh, he's amazing.
And he's so good.
Well, he was played in what was the Marvel movie he was in? X-Men. He played the little, what's his name? Where he was... Quicksilver. Yes, that's what it was. Sorry, y'all, I've been drinking. So, yeah, he is a very good actor.
No, he's amazing.
I have never seen him in a role and I'm like, okay, what the fuck is he doing? So I'll give a shout out to him. Even the woman that played the victim's sister in that scene, she really connected. So I don't want to diss, the people that were involved, but I feel like the higher ups, y'all kind of know better. I think there's a different way to tell these people's story. And sometimes like maybe you want to tell it from a victim's perspective. Like, why do we always have to put the killer in the light like that? So honestly, if you want to watch it, whatever, but my thoughts and my prayers go out to all the victims of the family, because death and murder like that is just something you just never get over.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not gonna lie, was it good? It was interesting. Interesting to say the least.
It was interesting for sure. Niecy Nash did her big one.
Niecy Nash did an amazing job. So yeah. Dahmer series on Netflix. Check it out if you want to. Whatever.
Okay, no, they didn't save his brain. I just wanted to see.
They didn't?
I don't know why I thought I had heard
remember the
that.
dad said they didn't.
Well, no, I'm not talking about him. I was talking about Hitler.
Oh, okay.
But yeah.
Okay, so now we're going to get into our favorite segment of the week. If you want your question answered on the show, make sure you email us at askpoorminds@gmail.com. If you're a Patreon member, make sure you put that you're a Patreon member in the subject line. You get to skip and go ahead of everybody else. So let's go ahead and get it started. Question 1.
Question number 1. Hey, y'all. I'm 27 and I met this 33-year-old guy not too long ago in a Walmart parking lot. He approached me and asked me how much I spent on groceries, and after we exchanged numbers, he sent me a cash app for the amount. That's how it's been since we started talking. He will ask me which bill is due or how much is my rent, and he will send the amount or will just send random cash apps in Apple Cash. I was very skeptical at first because he's attractive, but I'm not interested in sex right now, and I don't want him to use the whole you owe me thing. When I confronted him about it, he said, you never had a sugar daddy, have you? I've been trying to not question it and just accept my things. He doesn't press the issue for sex but he asks for nudes a lot. When I send him pics, he takes forever to reply, and I'm getting suspicious he may be doing something with my pics because he asked me if I ever sold my pics for money, which I haven't. On top of that, the last time we hung out, I randomly got a real uneasy feeling around him. I can't explain it, but I started feeling like he was about to do something to me. It's crazy, and I can't shake the feeling now. How much do you guys believe in intuition, or do you think I just may be being overly skeptical because he was right? I never had a sugar daddy. Well, girl, I trust my intuition. If a nigga's making me feel weird, that's enough for me.
Yeah, don't, because you're going to regret later if you like, damn, I should listen to my first mind. Always listen to your first mind. It's never that serious. Don't get me wrong, like, we all like nice things, but I'm telling y'all, do never put getting your rent paid or paying a phone bill or groceries over your safety. You get one life, and it takes one slip up. So, girl, listen to your intuition. If you don't feel safe, listen to your mind, because I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like that neither. If I felt uncomfortable, I wouldn't hang with him anymore. And I wouldn't accept money from him no more if he making you feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, like, if he was just doing that,
because the chances are, if it feels too good to be true, it probably is.
Mm-hmm. So just, you came out on top. You got your rent paid a few times, whatever, girl. Mm-hmm. Let that shit go, period. Okay, question number 2. What's up, Lex and Drea? I've recently discovered your podcast when you guys did your last collaboration with Don't Call Me White Girl. You ladies are true bosses and have so much to offer to the world. My question is for both of you ladies. Have you ever hooked up or dated someone that was DL? If you have, how'd you handle the situation? I'm not gonna lie.
I never dated nobody that was down low. Like, because I feel like if they was down low, how would I know? I mean, at least I don't know because they down low. So not to my knowledge, no. I never dated nobody who I feel like, to be honest, I've never dated nobody either who like gave me like weird vibes. Like they could be.
I'm not gonna lie, I did date somebody who and I actually talked to you about, I'm like, maybe it's getting a little ZL vibes for me.
Yeah.
And then it was crazy because when I went on his page one day, I seen like one of my gay homeboys like liking his thing. Like, and let me not say homeboy because me and this man are not close, but we cool. Mm-hmm. And I seen him like liking his pictures and all, like leaving hearts under his comments. And I know how he is. He's just really friendly with everybody, talking about my gay associate. So I didn't think too deep of it, but I'm like, why do you feel so comfortable doing that? Because you got them vibes that I got too. So, but when I was in the situation, I didn't want to make him uncomfortable or make it feel like it was anything that he had to like hide from me. So I would like say little things to maybe like, if you want to open up and say it, but he would. And the thing that was the biggest red flag to me, it was like, he would kind of sometimes give me like homophobic vibes. Like, you would go too hard on the gay community. I feel
like the funny thing is that we did that whole topic on projection earlier, and homophobia is actually a sign of, like, it's actually a form of projecting.
Yeah.
Because, like, you might have been having, like homosexual thoughts and stuff, but you want to make it seem like you just automatically feel like they're always trying to talk to you. When in reality, you're feeling guilty because you be having them thoughts, but you don't want to have them.
Right.
So
he was definitely projecting. How I handled the situation personally, it didn't work. But like I said, I tried to make him feel comfortable because Y'all know me. I don't, that shit, whatever. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. But just let me know so I can make the decision how we move forward. But we need to still have a conversation.
Any man that is like overly homophobic or
it's a red flag.
Yeah, it's a red flag to me because it's like, why you care that much?
Why do you care that much?
Why you care that much? It's not that serious. Especially if like you're not constantly being approached by them or they're not constantly trying to talk to you and stuff. I don't understand what the issue is.
I know what the issue is. Dick feel good and they know it. And they want to try a little bit.
You want it in your pussy. Nasty ass.
They want to try a little bit of that meat.
Freak. Little freak.
You a little freak. Period.
You a little freak. Hey girls, I took y'all advice and linked with BetterHelp, and I have been in therapy for the past 4 months. I love my therapist and truly feel like I'm healing and becoming a better person. I discovered because of past drama and growing up without a father, I don't know how to love a man. I've never even had a crush on a guy. I find them attractive and love having sex with them, but being vulnerable and opening my heart has always been a struggle. I'm 25 and also realized that what I wanted at 22, I no longer want now. I'm currently engaged to a man who overly loves me, and I feel terrible because I struggle with giving him the affection he desires. We were friends for years prior to dating, and I accepted his proposal because I thought I'd learn to love him how he loves me. I don't think I'd make a great wife due to these feelings, and there are times when I just want to be alone. I want to ask him for a break so that I can continue in therapy, heal myself, and learn how to love him, but I don't want to break his heart because I think he'd interpret me wanting to be alone as something he's not doing instead. What should I do? I think that maybe y'all should go, if you really feel like you need to be single, then be single.
Right.
But a part of me kind of feel like maybe y'all should go to couples therapy.
Yes, I think you going to therapy, I think sometimes when you dealing with something individually and you have a partner, sometimes you don't realize the way he's triggering you or vice versa, and you can get to the bottom of these issues. So don't be afraid of couples therapy.
Yeah, I think that y'all should probably try couples therapy because I feel like if you let him know that you're having these feelings, and if he's someone who wants to marry you, I'm sure he would be willing to help you navigate through these feelings and like your past trauma and everything that you've been through. I feel like if you have somebody who really, really love you and like is a super affectionate guy and he's always there for you and stuff, I don't necessarily think that you should stop talking to him. You know what I mean? I feel like a man who really love you will help you navigate through those things.
And needing space doesn't necessarily mean you have to break up with that person too.
Just let him know what you...
I think that's a good option. Try a little couples therapy.
Yes, that's what I think. Try couples therapy.
So yeah, anything else we got to add? Y'all make sure y'all get that Muse Beauty, period.
Make sure y'all get y'all Muse Beauty. That's musebeautycollection.com. Also, our Poor Minds wrap tees, tour tees are now up on the website. So you have to go to buypoorminds.com, and all of the tour merch is up on the website now. So y'all can go ahead and get that too. We got some new merch coming soon as well.
Yes, and we are reloading the Patreon too. Patreon about to get super fucking lit. So make sure y'all sign up for our Patreon. We're revamping everything. And if y'all are like, oh my God, I only get Poor Minds once a week, Patreon gonna be for you because it's gonna be a bunch of vlogging, bonus content.
We gonna start doing challenges, all type of shit.
It's gonna be super fun and super cute. Y'all gonna love it. So yeah, I think we should sing this song. Cause it goes. No,
I don't know that song.
Okay, we'll sing this one. We'll sing this one next week. We're gonna give you time to practice. You ready? Oh snap! Now see, you snapping too fast. See, you still snapping too fast. Okay, go. I'm gonna let you start.
That's not the beat. Oh,
no,
you're
it's
right.
not.
I don't really want to stay. I don't really want to go, but I really need to know. Can we get it together? Get it together.
Ooh, you better sing.
I don't really want to go. I don't really want to stay, but I really hope and pray. Can we get it together?
Ooh.
Get it together.
Hit it, Drea.
You don't know the pain that I feel.
Oh.
You taking my love for granted and you just wanna see it your way. Yeah, it's about that time. I'm gonna tell you what's on my mind. I'm fed up with you not being here with me when you know love is all I need. I don't wanna go.
I don't really wanna stay.
Yeah.
I don't really wanna go.
Yeah.
I really need to know. Can we get it together?
Yeah. Get it together.
Ooh.
I don't really wanna go.
I don't really wanna stay, but I really hope and pray. Can we get it together? Get it together. Wait, let's go to the good part.
What?
You know when they do the breakdown. I don't wanna. That's all I wanted to hit.
Okay.
I hit that hole.
See, I'm so confused.
Oh.
I just don't know what to do.
Sing, Drea.
And I don't understand. Okay, wait. I don't know.
It's
if I'm
okay.
singing it right.
It's all right. First of all, the vocals.
Baby, please listen to me.
I don't wanna.
Okay.
That's all I wanted to do. I've been waiting for that the whole time. First of all,
You hit that whole too.
let me just say your vocals.
You hit it. You hit
Bro,
it.
you killing the shit. Your vocals have grown tremendously. I am impressed.
What if I always had them? I just didn't showcase them.
Oh, it's about to be a battle. It's about to be a motherfucking battle.
We can battle. When we move to the new studio, we about to have a whole corner.
Oh, trust me. It's on and popping.
It's going down.
We'll see y'all next week. Bye,
Bye,
y'all.